I don't like trashing gear, but when something has failed me repeatedly and cost me time, money, and quite frankly, confidence, it deserves an honest conversation. This is why the SIG Sauer Romeo Zero is on my bench today. And it is the worst red dot experience I have ever had. So, welcome back to the channel, Alcoholic76. And this isn't something, this is a rarity. I don't do this um, too often. I try to really find the positives, work with user error as the reasoning most of the time. But today's video is not going to be about that. It's not going to be about the specs or the marketing or what should have worked. I mean, this is about my um, real life experience, uh, ownership with this SIG Sauer Romeo Zero, and this is actually my second one because a very almost the same exact issues happened with the first one, and um, after owning two of them, I would never recommend these optics, and I will never buy one again. Um, this, you know, isn't any internet hearsay. This is my story of what actually happened. And on paper, we'll start with the Romeo Zero when it came out, looked very appealing. It was lightweight, it was slim, it was designed for those micro compacts. Originally, I think I had this on my P365 XL. It was definitely affordable. Um, and it had the Sig Sauer name right there on the optic, right? And it was that name, um, that expected inherent quality that SIG has been known for all these years was definitely what influenced my decision in purchasing this. But and for a lot of people at that time, this was their first carry optic. The affordable optic that they can get them into the optic game prior to these coming out. They were competitions, optics mostly, or law enforcement duty optics. They weren't really hitting the consumer market, but um, I guess that made reliability even more important because people were now replacing their sights. Just as an example, on the P365 XL, when you put this on there, you lost your rear sight. So it did have a little mark on the back here to kind of give you a line up, but you had to rely on this as your sight. And I guess you did get kind of a co-witness sight idea here, but unfortunately, reliability is where the problem started. So we'll first start with battery replacement on these. Um, in order to keep these slim and low profile, the battery is underneath. So when you mount these to any pistol and your battery dies, um, every time you've got to take the optic off, you've got to then put a battery in, and then you're going to um, re-zero the optic. So all of that equals wear and tear, right? So the parts that have to sustain that wear and tear need to be uh, they need to function. They need to be reliable. And just starting with the mount holes on these, everything's plastic here. This is all, and it's not a quality. It doesn't feel like a quality. I mean, they were designed to be light. I get it, and but when you have to do that every single time, um, a lot of things should have been considered. And one of them was, how long is that battery going to last, and how often are you going to be changing? For me, 2 3 months. This optic was no the battery, and this is the second one I've had. The battery didn't last, so I had to replace it and then re-zero it every 2 or 3 months. Um, it's just not. It's inconvenient, and I feel that that was a design failure. for this carry optic. Battery life was just horrible. So with that, like I said, you have the frequent removal, the frequent re-zeroing. You have the constant stress on the mounting screws, the constant stress on the adjustment screws for your elevation and windage and all that fun stuff. And it's in this isn't theoretical. This is where kind of the optic uh, it starts destroying itself, and the zeroing issues and the adjustment failures is where that all of this went from annoying to just basically unacceptable because I had to remove and re-zero the optics so often. Like I mentioned, the elevation adjustments just started feeling softer, then inconsistent, then they just stopped working properly. I wouldn't hold zero, and eventually it the up down on this would the elevation just doesn't work at all. It completely wore out. I don't know. I didn't do it incredibly often. Just when the battery died, I owned this for a couple of years, um, and I would say maybe less than a year, I started having issues with it. So once that happened, you're kind of done. Elevation went within uh, the first battery cycle. So I changed the battery that came with it lasted a couple of months. What took it off, put it back on, went to go re-zero it, wouldn't re-zero. Um, they were inexpensive enough. I kind of just said, okay, it was cheap, it's polymer. Maybe it was user mistake. Maybe I broke it, trashed it. Probably should have called SIG, see if they would do something about it. I didn't, um, and went out and just purchased another one. Again, chalked it up to user error. Put this one on. This one about 8 months or so. Probably four battery changes. Same failure, same outcome. The carry optic has one job. It should hold zero and it needs to be ready when it's needed. And the Romeo Zero failed that job. And if you can't trust the battery life, I couldn't trust the zero retention, and I couldn't trust the adjustment durability, then how am I going to trust this on my defensive gun? It just, or or any pistol for that matter. This isn't about being picky. This was not an incredibly expensive optic, but it has SIG's name on it, and it should have worked and done its job. And this is about confidence, right? And then the housing, like I said, the housing just feels lightweight. It's almost maybe too lightweight to a point. And I read this in the internet chat room, so take it for what it's worth. But um, and if you know about it, I'd love to hear your comments. Eventually, I had a shroud to go over this because these couldn't withstand any type of drop, or I never really had any problem. Um, but before I had a problem, I was able to install the shroud on this, which I thought made it felt pretty secure, but it didn't alleviate the battery issues. And actually, um, the even without the shroud, going back to the design, look, if you can see where the power button is located, you can barely get in there. I mean, you can barely get into there, and then if you do, you're gonna, you mess up the window and you leave marks on the window. It was rushed. I feel it was rushed, and maybe it wasn't tested. Um, and I think they sold a lot of these, but I would imagine there was a lot of issues with this particular um, optic. Like I said, it's not something that I would ever purchase again. It's not confidence inspiring. It's just fragile compared. I mean, I feel like if I squeeze this, I can break this with my hand. And it's the frequent removal, the worn out adjustment screws, the short battery life, the button placement. You can understand the frustration, right? So the overall, I would not recommend these. Um, Stay away from them. There's budget optics, I think, that are higher quality and better than this. There's I don't, do they even sell them? I don't know. Oh, one last bit. I did go to SIG eventually and said, hey, this is what happened. Um, I was a little bit surprised in their response. They didn't seem to care too much. They said they could send out another one, and I said, "Well, I don't want it." Or they said for only $200 more, they would send me out a Romeo X as a replacement because of the issues I was having with these. So, um, still up in the air about that. I don't know if that's where I want to spend my money on another SIG optic. If you've had some good experiences, I'd love to hear something, but I haven't. I kind of take the overall majority of the things I hear about optics, and I haven't really heard many good things about compact pistol optics for SIG. Although the Romeo X, they've got an enclosed version, they got the compact open emitter version. We'll see how that goes. If I manage to get my hands on one of those for testing, we are not sponsored in any way by SIG or so this is just my personal views, my experience. Bought these with my own money. Um, I usually like to finish off these videos with who's this optic, who might it, who is it for, or in this case, who might it still work for? I mean, this would be for a range only gun, if that. It's something you just don't rely on. Maybe throw it on a 22 or something like that, and something you don't mind re-zeroing constantly. Gift it to someone if you own one, maybe, I don't know. But for carry, for defense, for real world use, there's no way I can justify putting this on any of my pistols again for in those scenarios. And then the SIG Sauer Romeo Zero, it failed me twice. So in the same way, in the same reasons, the battery design, the adjustment, durability, and then just zero confidence. So that's not acceptable for a carry optic, in my opinion. And my feel honesty matters. These are my experiences, my opinions, and this one just didn't earn my trust. If you hopefully you appreciate the honest review, and even when they're maybe uncomfortable. Um, if you found this video helpful and you want to see more Glockaholic 76 reviews, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And if you like this video, like the real talk, like it. If you don't. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this model, or if you have something similar, or if you've had good or bad experiences with other SIG optics. Um, I have a review of some SIG optics on my rifles, and I love them. So, um, but just not a great experience. Um, as always, I appreciate you watching my videos. Train smart, shoot often, and stay ready. Glockaholic 76. Talk to you soon.